Rain, rain every day. Will tourists make it go away? Hey guys, this is Eric with Pioneer Survival Company, and today we're going to be doing a review and actually kind of a little video on how to make this poncho tarp a little bit better. So we're back again with another gear review. Today, we're going to be reviewing our Arcturus Poncho Tarp, and this is actually the Realtree edition. So basically, it just has a Realtree pattern on it to give you a little bit more camouflage while you're out camping or backpacking. This tarp poncho, I'm kind of torn on this. Pun intended. As I go on, you'll understand this more. It's made of let me go ahead and just give you some of the specs real quick on this. It's made of a 210T ripstop material, and it's actually got 2 layers of polyurethane coating on it. So it is actually completely waterproof. And as a poncho and as a tarp, I really do like the product. It's heavy duty. I've wore it out through the woods and haven't tore it yet. However, as we go into a few more details on this, there's definitely some critical flaws with this that need to be improved on. And I'll actually discuss how to fix this and make it a very solid piece of gear. So the tarp actually comes in this nice carrying case. This is actually the same material that the tarp is made out of. It actually, when it's packed down into this, it's 11 ounces. And this is actually an oversized poncho. So I'm about 6 foot tall, and it actually comes down past my knees, so it really covers me up nicely. In a tarp configuration, when it's completely folded out, it's 54 by 96 inches. So that's what, probably about 4 by 6, I believe. So decent sized little tarp that's very packable. As you can see, this one's brand new, and we'll get into why this is brand new. They sent me a free one. We're not affiliated. That's not why they sent this. Let's go ahead and jump into that actually right now. So when I bought this, I was out testing it out, and I thought it was really amazing. Like I had said, went through thickets and everything. The ripstop material really held up well. However, at the time, they used to sell it as a bundle. This came with pulls too. So if you're familiar with like the alpha tent configuration, where you can turn like a square tarp, or a rectangular tarp I should say, into like a dome tent, this has that feature. However, this is the downfall of this product. The grommets in the corners that they speak so highly of in the description, well, not to mince words, they're complete junk. It's just ridiculous how badly the grommets are made. First time I popped in the pulls, I think two of the 4 grommets ripped out, and that was within seconds. I didn't even get to use it in a tent configuration. So I must say though, I called Arcturus, told them what was going on, and they had no problem sending me a free one. This was a replacement. They apologized immensely. A few days later, I went ahead and fixed the one that I had originally bought, and I'll go over how I fixed that to make it a solid piece of equipment. However, I contacted Arcturus and told them what I did to repair it and how to make it just a far better piece of equipment. And they weren't really interested in hearing what I had to say about that. They didn't plan on making any improvements to it. In fact, I hopped on their website earlier today just to see if they had changed the descriptions or anything. They no longer list in the description that this can be set up in an alpha tent configuration. They just say to set it up as like a V tent or a lean-to style. So, that's a problem. For anybody that's went out here and bought this thinking that it's going to work as a dome tent, it's not. And I'm kind of hesitant to believe that, even in a lean-to configuration, I think these grommets are still going to rip out. So let's go ahead and, this is the new one, let's go ahead and set this up in the alpha tent configuration, and I'm 100% sure this is going to fail on camera, and then we'll go into how to fix this. I know, I'm reviewing a tarp right now, but have a tarp down. You know, it's been raining for like the past 2 weeks. I love you guys, but I don't plan on getting completely covered in mud to do this review. So let's go ahead and get this out of the package, or I'm sorry, out of the bag. Like I said, real nice bag. We'll get this unfolded here. And this thing folds down really small. I mean, it's probably about as wide as my hand if I stretch out like this, and probably about as tall as that. So really nice for like a bug out bag or just to toss in like a day bag or something like that. What I also like about it, if I can find them, and the arms, it actually has these nice little snaps. So unlike some ponchos that are just like flopping around on you, you can snap these down and actually, tighten it up around your arms and stuff so that, you're not just getting like the wind and rain in there that you do on most ponchos. I also like the hood on it. It's got a nice drawstring, so you can actually tighten it down around your head and everything. This drawstring actually comes into play too when you're doing the alpha tent configuration. You actually need to tighten that down all the way first, because if you don't, you'll have a hole in the middle of the tent that rain can get into. When it's tightened down though, it's nice and sealed. I've actually tested this out in the rain after I repaired it, and it worked pretty well. It's not a huge tent. Not a huge tent by any means. It's more of just an emergency, shelter, I guess. Let me go ahead and get these unsnapped real quick so we can get this completely unfolded. All right. That's wind. So I don't know if you can see these grommets, but what were they thinking? I mean, these are the cheapest grommets, you'll ever find in anything. And for, a product that's pretty solid, I don't know why they would get cheap on the grommets. It doesn't make sense to me. At the time, these were the pools. You could either buy them separately or as a bundle. They don't carry these on their website anymore either. I don't know if I mentioned that. So I'm assuming they got enough complaints about the grommets ripping out that they just quit selling these altogether. Now for an alpha tent configuration, you can actually do this with pretty much any tarp or emergency blanket, poncho. As long as your pools are, if you measure diagonally across your tarp from grommet to grommet, you'll multiply that by 8%, and that is the length your pool needs to be. So, with this wind, let's see if I can actually do this. This should be fun to try. I hope I'm getting the right. All right, I think we got that one. And these are actually really nice pools that they included too. I believe these are, I don't know if these are aluminum or carbon. I don't think they're carbon fiber. I think they're aluminum, but they're actually really durable pool. So I don't know. It baffles me sometimes where companies want to cut corners. All right, let's see when it fills here. It's going to fill right when I push these inward, if it behaves like it did last time. Another little thing they could have included with this is just like a little piece of Velcro to snap these pools together in the center. Yep, you can see this one. Let me see if I can turn this around here. Come down here. It is already ripped out right there. So, first time setting this up, obviously it's ripped out. That one's ripping out as well. And I'm positive it's going to be ripping out on the other corners too. So, let me see if I can actually set this down now. It's big enough for, I'm 6'4", and I can lay in this no problem. Let me go ahead and I'll hop in it. My brother's the cameraman over there, so I don't think he's crawling in here with me though. But as you can see, I'm in here. I'm completely covered. You know, the rain won't get me. The wind's barely blowing underneath here. My head is right here. My foot's right here, so if that maybe tells you how much extra room I have in here, I have maybe 6 inches on the top and bottom. So, as I had also mentioned, this needs to be tightened up nice and tight, or you will get rain dripping down through the top of this. So now that you've seen how to set up the alpha tent configuration, and I've went over a few of the features with the sleeves and the hood, let's go ahead and get into how to fix this. All right, so let's go ahead and jump back. This is my original one. This is actually the one that I've had out in the woods and abused, and it's actually held up really well, minus the grommets. What I did, the grommets that tore out on the 4 corners, I actually took some nylon webbing and I sewed it in a loop. Let's see if you can see the loop there. In a loop. I sewed that to the corner. Well, I had obviously removed the old grommet that was falling out. I folded a loop over the corners here and I sewed that directly to the tarp. And then I got some of these heavy duty grommets that are like, that are like solid steel. These things won't even, I can't bend it even. So what that basically does is it distributes the weight, or I'm sorry, distributes the tension, the force, all the way around this. And then the grommet also reinforces it. I mean, I don't really want to try to break it, but I mean, I'm pulling on that pretty hard and it's not doing anything. This is ripstop nylon. It shouldn't tear easily. So with these reinforcements, I can set this up in the alpha tent configuration. All that weight's evenly distributed. Tension, I mean, not weight. So it's not ripping out. The other advantage that adding these to the corners give you, once it's in the alpha tent configuration, there's no way on the original design to stake this down to the ground. However, you have these loops now that you can actually put stakes through and hold it down to the ground. So if it's a windy day like this, you know, your shoulder won't just blow away. You can also use these as tie-out points. Well, I don't have this unfolded, but you can use it as tie-out points if you wanted to hang it on a ridge line to make like a lean-to type configuration. So, in my opinion, this makes this product just far more functional. I can actually use this when I'm out now. I have no concerns about taking this piece of gear out with me. It's a great piece of gear after you modify it. This has been Eric with Pioneer Survival Company. I hope this video helps you and aids you in deciding whether or not you want to buy this piece of gear or not, and possibly how to make it a little bit better. If you like this video, please go ahead and check out our website at pioneersurvivalcompany.com. Also like and subscribe to us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Pioneer Survival Company. Thanks for watching, and journey past your limits.